Now, after the nuclear bombs dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, there was a sense of shock and alarm about what had been done and the morality of it, the ethics of it. For how it wrought a destruction and power that had not been used before in warfare. And it did this in cities, on 2 separate cities, on 2 separate days on civilian populations. I don't know how many people in Japan are still alive to share their experience, to describe what they lived through. That we need only refer to the lived human experience of the people who are victimized by this brutality to understand how wrong that it is. However, some people whom, when I read about them, some people in history, in the military, when I read about them, his name is Curtis LeMay. I admired him on some level because of a story that was told about how during the bombing campaigns that pilots were having to embark on, they were coming back having missed their targets. And what they realized is that statistically, this was impossible to miss them as often as they were. So they realized that, pilots, being the human beings that they were saying, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm coming back. And Curtis LeMay said, okay, I'm getting up, flying up there. We're flying in formation. I'm at the front of it. And whoever falls out of formation, whoever leaves, whoever tries to abandon this mission to go drop bombs, will be shot down. And I admired his gumption for having gone to the front. He was leading the pack. However, I am naive to offer such esteem to this person, because we're talking about warfare. I should be admiring the people who didn't want to go drop bombs, who didn't want to risk their lives nor the lives of other people for the sake of war. Of making war, of making more war. Curtis LeMay is one of the people who reflected on how we are only war heroes because we won the war. We emerged victorious. If we had lost, we would have emerged the war criminal. Truly, in war, unless you are defending yourself from an outside aggressor, you are a war criminal. That's international law. It's the rules of the game. Now, Curtis LeMay, made mad by the hideousness of warfare. Actually, another book that I read about is this a Brotherhood of Spies or the Brotherhood of the Bomb? I'm not sure which one. he imagined, which was directly having dropped 2 atomic bombs, that the United States should build a nuclear reactor, put it on a plane, and fly around dropping more bombs everywhere they went. The engineer with whom he spoke kind of took pity on his enormous psychosis and ignorance and said, yeah, it's not going to work. Nuclear reactor's too heavy. Never mind, you're batshit crazy. Why would you want to do that? So when I live in a culture that's been fueled by people at the helm of a military machine, that they're used to bolstering their outrageous egos by using it on, another population, well, it's quite transparent. A country that has not attacked us, that you want to attack, you want to invade, you want to commit the offense and insult of invasion and occupation. The United States occupied Iran already. They kicked us out. Get the British out. They had a brutal ruler. They kicked him out. And the United States supported Saddam Hussein to engage in his Western-motivated secular wars of aggression against Iran. The United States funded this war for 8 years. Iranians paid a heavy toll. Iranian culture is beautiful. Muslim culture is beautiful. It's varied. It's diverse. There's variation to everyone's life experience, to their faith. Our corporate media reduces people to an agenda that fits the narrative that serves its power and control over other people and how they perceive the world. One can only imagine how their life would be twisted and lied about if you posed a threat to the power structure. It's happened many times. Happens all the time. So yes, Curtis LeMay. And to nuke the whole world. Why? I don't think he ever said. Maybe he did. Not in the book. In this day and age, where our military has no reason, the soldiers have no reason to be illusioned by the brutality of war, as we have. Neither should the body politic when we have soldiers coming back with PTSD who commit suicide every day. We have soldiers losing their access to VA benefits. We have soldiers living in poverty. We have soldiers who live on food stamps, them and their families. So, learned of a soldier, came back from the United States serving in the military. And I guess the only job he could find at the time was working at Starbucks. He said, "Are you kidding me? I went and fought for my country, to come back and be treated this way by the body politic? That is corporate America for you. It makes obnoxious people of us. No manners. Maybe it's just Starbucks or patrons. So many egos. It's crazy. Anyhow, I digress. The threat of nuclear war has always been upon us. But there's a period of time where they think, well, it's not good for business. We can make money in a different way. Now, there's this perception that's fueled by by people from all walks that we have too many people. I mean, a Republican excuse for death camps would be, hate the Democrats would, somehow take pleasure in killing people because we just have too many people. There's nothing principled about it, but it occurs to me that what needs to be done in that score is needs to know the location, name of every detention facility in the country and demand access. Demand state accountability. Demand to get the names of everyone in these facilities, to know where their families are, to know where they come from, and demand a better quality of life for people within them. It would behoove us to call these places out. That is the purpose of transparency. Nobody gets to hide. Nobody gets to exert their pressure without opposition. Indeed. The corporate media is not moral. The corporate media stands idly by to watch horrific things happen. In solidarity with people who still want to be humans, to be compassionate, to be empathic, to love, to care, to emote, and to want to enjoy their lives in solidarity and the lives of other people, because that's what makes life joyous. In solidarity.